Salvation. I cannot believe this was under 3 minutes because this was just absolutely awesome. Love the concept. I loved the words, the narration, performance. It's kind of like a spoken word. Great opening of the benches in the rain. I just like that a lot. And I love some of the lines that he had, such as, "Your heart will break itself for fun, only to heal in time for the next heartbreak." So true. The answer is nowhere and everywhere. Accept the good with the bad. We will always end up at the right place. I mean, I needed to hear this stuff. So this is really cool concept. I just loved it a lot. I thought, especially because I noticed at the end it was all shot and performed by the same person. Just one person did all of this. Great sound and music. Great job on this. So great job to you. The performance, the shots, the story, just everything went so well together. And I really loved the message because it spoke to me. It resonated with me and I really needed to hear it. So kind of reminds me of the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once. It just feels like life is such a mixed bag of things that at the end of the day, it is all about the good and the bad being all mixed together. It's not compartmentalized. It's just life. Life is messy and we will always end up at the right place, wherever that may be. So great job. I like this a lot.
I enjoyed Salvation a lot. I really liked I thought it was a really strong opening, having just the two empty benches sitting there in the rain. I thought the narration was great. I really liked the tone of it, the pacing of it. It really read like poetry. Um, and it had some really powerful thoughts. And I liked how they paired the visuals with that of just, you know, driving along in the rain. And I think that's something that a lot of us do is, you get kind of wistful and, um, existential sometimes, and you're just thinking about life and the meaning of it, and um, what's the point of it, and that like finding God or finding spirit or finding something that's bigger than you at the end of the day is freedom, is that salvation that can um, release you from these like ruminating thoughts and ideas that really serve no purpose. Um, yeah, so I liked the idea of this. I liked the execution of it a lot. It was like 3 minutes, but it was just packed full of goodness. So great job with this.
All right, I just finished watching Salvation, which I thought was a very well done piece. I enjoyed this sort of approach between a sort of documentary style feel and a spoken word kind of feel. And I thought the piece had a really great sense of rhythm and pacing because of the performance of the narration. I like the juxtaposition of a very mundane day, a typical travel, mixed with a very sort of existential, introspective analysis of your life, of existence, of death, of spirituality. I thought all those ideas were very strongly mixed with what you were seeing on screen, which is very typical day of someone traveling. I thought it was interesting because I think it's what a lot of people go through, that where you still have to live your normal day-to-day life while still having sort of spiritual questions and existential questions about who you are and what really matters to you and what you want out of life, whether or not you're happy. I thought all those ideas really worked well, being built around someone who was traveling in transit, trying to get somewhere while reflecting on the past. And I thought that the most of the written, the most of the spoken word sequences were written so well that it helped give the narrative a sense of form that I thought worked really well. So I ended up enjoying it. I thought it was well performed and well done with the stylistic conceit, and it was just an interesting watch, especially in a short amount of time. It was very easy to take in, so I ended up enjoying it and feeling like the thematic ideas of salvation really did end up coming through, especially towards the final images. So I thought it was well done.
Salvation. This had some great storytelling. They really thought this out. The filmmakers had a beginning, a middle, and an end, and the voiceover was really well acted. It was just beautifully done. I think the cinematography that they did was really awesome, and the sound effects that they added in there were really clever too. I loved this. I thought that they did a great job.
Salvation. I enjoyed this film. I like the voiceover and the vocal prose I thought it was much like the style of Rod Serling from Twilight Zone, a really distinctive voice. The message at times was quite cynical while the driver is weaving in and out of these city streets, and he's taking us on a journey somewhere. We're just not sure at the time. I like that the speaker talked of taking risks and do you play it safe in life or do you not? Which path do we take? And when things were really grim for the speaker, the driver arrives at this destination of the beautiful church, and the words are something like, "We will always arrive at the right place." And I guess that is the message of salvation. When you're finally saved, it's at the right place at the right time for you in your life. So I thought that was really smartly done.
This was a smart piece. Excellent writing and direction. It seems like a pretty simple setup, but I'm sure it was not without its challenges, and it was executed really well. I enjoyed the smooth romantic quality in both the visual and what we're hearing. It definitely, like, it felt as though I could have been sitting there in the car in this sort of conversational way, but also at the same time, like I was just sitting back, relaxing, and having poetry read to me. It was, yeah, calming yet thought provoking at the same time. Just a really fascinating line to toe, and it's done really well here. So loved it.
Salvation. I like the visuals in this. I love how it aligned perfectly with the words. The idea of him driving, it feels like he's searching for something, he's seeking something. Um, and then they tie this into the love for God, and the idea of finding God, finding religion is inevitably finding the right place, is finding peace. So I equated this ending of this when he feels like he finally reaches this peace, which is represented visually as reaching this cross, is equated to him finding his peace because he has finally found God. And it was quick and short and to the point and very clear what the message was in this piece.